Good afternoon, Pete here from Kafer Motorworks. So today I went out and picked up another induction motor and a motor and controller and charger. This particular setup was from Electro-Automotive, and they used to do kits for Porsche 914s, AC electric motors, and I picked one up. So this one does not have a DMOC controller. This one actually has a Curtis 144 volt 500 amp controller, and this one has the HPEVS software on it, and the actual cable has a couple parts that I need to fix, but fairly easy, and I have a bunch of them anyway. So what we're going to do, this setup is going to go in the 83 Volkswagen Transporter single cab truck. So let's take a look. So what we have here is the Solectra AC24 with an adapter plate for the Volkswagen or Porsche 914. So it'll go to any onto any Volkswagen, and this one's also set up with a Porsche flywheel and pressure plate. And it's just a 5-lug. It should still work in the Volkswagen, including this pressure plate. And what was interesting is this one has been balanced, and we have here 3 knocks in the pressure plate and 3 knocks on the flywheel. And so that's where this thing is going to go. And as you can see, this thing spins nice and smooth. There's no noise at this point. It's been out of a car. There's a little bit of surface rust here. I'm just going to brush it out. Doesn't need to. Everything still looks like it's in really good shape. I don't think it was used much. It was in a Porsche 914, and they had adapted the 144 volt motor and 500 amp setup for this motor. The DMOC stock controller that they used at the time that these were used in the electric Porsches were only 200 amps, and 144 volts is fine, but 200 amps is just not enough to get the torque that you want. So the volts is for the RPM, amperage is for the torque. So boosting that to 500 amps is going to increase the torque of this motor considerably, and this should be a very suitable motor for the Volkswagen truck. And so the end piece here, come on, hang on a second. Oops. So this little wire right here that I have in my hand is for the sensor in here, so the motor knows where it's at. The encoder, and it'll also have what is needed for the thermal switch as well. And so now I have 3 of these motors and 2 of the adapter plates. So we're going to attempt to get this, actually not even going to attempt, we are going to put it in the Volkswagen, and we are going to get it going and see how fast the Volkswagen can go. So the Volkswagen truck has a 5-speed, so it should be plenty torquey and plenty of RPM to utilize that and not be a dog on the transmission, because this motor will actually put out more than what the stock Volkswagen engine would in the way of torque, and it will keep up in the RPM range. So this RPM range at the voltage would be about 6,000 RPM rated. Let's see here. Let's see here. So rated RPM 6,500 and 144 volts. Electro-Automotive. Current 300 amps, but the DMOC controller only went up to 2. So we're going to bump it to 5. It won't be 5 continuous, but it'll be 5 as needed if we need that torque to get the beastie going. So that is where we're at this point. So let me show you the controller setup. So they've got it on a board for testing purposes, and switch and contactor. It's got fuses. It's got a pre-charge setup right over here. So I'll have to figure out how they hook that up, because I don't have the full wiring diagram. But it did come with a Zivian 144 volt charger, so that will be good. And I also have manuals for the controller, so we'll be able to figure all of this stuff out. And I'm seeing a switch which came with this. Not sure what it's going to switch. So it's 12 volt bus fuse flasher thingy with only 2. So we'll see where that fits into all this. I may not need it, but we have it. And I have contactors, I have fuses, I have pretty much everything I need. Emergency shut-off switch, all that stuff. So since this particular motor is put together, one of the other ones I had to get rebalanced, is not back together again. So this one we're just going to go ahead and go with what it is here. I'm not going to tear it down, and we're going to get it in the Volkswagen and see how well it does. I'll clean it up, brush the dirt off, get the brake cleaner and clean all this crap off of here, make it nice again, and then we'll do we're going to do a test before putting it in the vehicle with the controller. So I need to, because I have all the software and all that stuff too, so I can figure out how this thing's configured. But it should be configured already, because it looks like it was already hooked up once. The car apparently got wrecked, and they just kind of cut everything out without regard to what went where. But it doesn't look like they killed anything, so we're good with that. And so encoders inside here. This is just where all the wires connect into the motor for star or Y configuration, and that can be changed. And then the pressure plate flywheel end. And this is a Porsche setup, but it goes to the basically it's a Volkswagen engine and transmission, but with the Porsche 200mm Porsche flywheel and pressure plate. And so that should not be an issue, because it's going in another vehicle that uses the same transmission as what the Porsche 914 used. and I'm pulling that gasoline water boxer engine out, and this one is going in. And we got this one for a little song and a tiny little dance, and I'm loving it. And we have spare parts, we have spare controllers, we have all we need to get that truck going. And this is an AC induction motor. AC induction motor, not the DC series motor. So this will have regenerative braking, all that good stuff. So with the more modern controller from Curtis and with a software package from HPEVS, we should have a happy camper in this truck here real soon. And we will talk to you later. Stay tuned.